Well, hey everyone, welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name's Louie. Hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today we will be talking about Metazoo Wilderness. Again, I know we did Wilderness last week. Whenever a new set comes out, I like to do the new set for a couple weeks in order to kind of get a feel for where the market's going to settle on these products. So we will pick up Cryptid Nation and Nightfall and all those things in 2 weeks. Next week, I am not doing any market updates for any games. I'm taking a week off just to digest a lot of things. So there will not be a market update next week. This week we'll be just focusing on Wilderness, and then we'll get back into this whole thing. If you want access to all this data for all the sets, I do have a collection tracker over at patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG. Let's hop in here and see what's going on with Wilderness this week. Lots of stuff happening in the Metazoo world. Booster boxes sitting at about $105. This is obviously 8% lower than it was last week. Last week we were sitting about $115. Last week we talked about an incredible amount of volume that sold at the $95 to $100 price point as stores were kind of dumping product. Let's take a look at this product and see what's going on TCG Player. Sorry about that. This whole thing is moving around. Let's take a look at what's going on TCG Player here. So already today, and it's only 11:40 right now a.m. on Thursday on the 14th. Already today we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 boxes sold at this price point. Yesterday, you see the volume. Yesterday we had almost 10 boxes sold. So it seems to be about 10 boxes sold per day on TCG Player right now, and there's a good amount of volume at these levels. It looks like it will take about a week to sell through the $100 price point at this current market, and then we got another couple boxes at the $110 price point. There's about 45 boxes, 50 boxes maybe at that price point, and then we get right back up to that kind of $115 price point that we see here. So the volume is relatively thin up to the $115 price point after you get through these $100 boxes. So it'll be really interesting to see if more stores put on product on TCG Player. And I know there's eBay and all these other markets. This is just the easiest to show and to gain an understanding of what's going on. But boxes right now sitting at about $105. Just wanted to share the volume of that. It'll be really interesting to see over the next couple weeks what happens with the volume of that and the pricing of things. Theme decks are just now kind of getting to stores and distribution. So you should start seeing those follow the trend. And then spell books are sitting at about $34. Blister packs still at $7 each. That's down 9%. All right, Aura, no real value here. The Terra, those special Terras still holding up a little bit of value, like Tiny Island, still a little bit of value. Whiteout Snowing, still a little bit of value. Quiet Night, still a little bit of value. Not a ton, but just a little bit. But really no value here in the Auras we anticipated this. Non-foil bronze, same thing. This is as to be expected. Non-foil silvers, again, same thing. We kind of knew they weren't going to hold up at a price point of 50 cents. Non-hollow golds, again, this is one of those ones that's always interesting. Your seafood barbecue is going to be a pretty big meta playing card. So to see that still having $1.50 is pretty good. Turbocharge, another very well, a card that should see a lot of play in the gameplay side of this, sitting at $1. Other than that, though, no real value. So if you are looking for, Rose Robinson for some reason in non-foil, sitting at $1. But if you are looking for what non-hollow golds to pull, those are really the only two that you want is Seafood Barbecue and Turbocharge. Even like Iowa Dragon, which is a pretty nice card, sitting at 21 cents. Reverse Hollow Bronze. The Radioactive Hornets at $1.25. Other than that, Pearl Desire at about $1. Other than that, not a whole lot to talk about. Down 38% to 87 cents. Reverse Hollow Silvers down 42% to 82 cents as well. Ozark Howler, the only card really above $1. Same thing with Janet and Rosetta above $1. Skunk Ape, I don't know why I said Ozark was the only one. Skunk Ape is also above $1, like $2.15. Obviously a lot of softness here across the board as the market is figuring out the pricing of this set. Reverse hollow golds. All right. Everything kind of down across the board. Average price down to $1 at down 52%. Yeah, you've got no huge, Iowa Dragon's still the one of the most expensive. You've got Cumberland Dragon at $3. Other than that, not a ton of interaction here with those reverse hollow golds. Hollow golds down 18%. So you can see the price percentage down is not nearly as radical for these hollow golds. We're down about 50% on the other things, but the hollow golds are down about 18%, which is probably a good sign. I would say that's probably a good sign. So Dragon of Encanto Falls down 35% to $14. You've got Mishaipshu. Am I pronouncing that right? You'll let me know in the comments. Down 25% to $12. You've got Bigfoot is actually up 15% to $17. What else you got? Awful is down 10% to $14.25. And here's the big one right here. This is the card that nobody saw coming, is the Snipe. The card that nobody saw coming. The Snipe is a really interesting card. You've heard me talk about the Snipe, maybe, I don't know. Snipe hunting is really fun. I'll talk about Snipe hunting in a future box opening video if I haven't already. But the Snipe is, it has been being bought out. Like, it hasn't been able to remain in stock until this week. When all of a sudden, or until like the last 2 days, really. Now there's like 6 copies on the market. But the volume sold of this is pretty active too. And every time it kind of pops on the market, it gets scooped up pretty quickly. My gut is that this is going to be that card in the set that kind of hits that Mothman from first edition, or what was it? The Wendigo from Nightfall. Just based on the way that the market is reacting to it compared to the rest of the cards. Like if you take a look at the supply of the rest of the cards and look at the best selling cards. This is a good way to do on TCG Player. This will show you the volume sold basically. The Snipe is way up there. Bigfoot also up there, but keep in mind Bigfoot has a neither of these have a non-foil, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, neither of these have a non-foil. So, but still, Bigfoot, the supply is just way more increased. Even though more has sold, the supply is just still way more active. And that Snipe with 5 listings is just super. I don't know if I don't know if I want to say it's short printed. Maybe people just don't understand that it has value because they don't know Snipe and people know Bigfoot. But it's a very interesting market thing that's happening. This card's super interesting to me. Anyway, definitely something to keep your eye out. Prism Aura is kind of your still high chase card here at that price point of what I have it in the tracker at $58. So that's kind of your hit there, and you're really still looking for your green man or your golden ticket. I have not seen a price really sell for either of these. We're just kind of throwing this in there. This is not added to the calculation of the EV. All that being said, still some downwards trends in this set. It'll be really interesting to see here as we go to the EV where we're at. So the EV of this, if you do not include the non-foils, which at this point you maybe shouldn't, it's sitting at about $97.32. You may be able to add $2 or $3 in there if you're gonna assume that you get 2 or 3 of those $1 cards. So I put the EV right around $100. And then if you do include the non-foils, the non-foil golds, you're sitting at $113 basically. So, yeah, EV is not quite there. I do think you're still going to see a lot of people opening boxes to try to hit those golden tickets, to try to hit the, the green man and all that stuff. So definitely an interesting element. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'd be very curious to hear your thoughts on particularly like the Snipe card. Is that a card that you're after? Is that a card that you think is short printed? Is that a card that you just think people don't I mean, the volume sold's pretty good too. Is that just a card that you think people don't know to look for? Is that one of the issues? Is that why it's, so much lower supply? Or is this a chase card that, everyone just wants to have? It's just not something that I anticipated seeing. I kind of thought Awful was going to be the card, or Mishaipshu was going to be the card. But here we have Snipe kind of trending upwards to the most expensive card other than Prism Aura. So hope you guys have yourself a fantastic day. One more time, if you want access to all the data you see here in a collection tracker, head on over to patreon.com/KitchenTableTCG. Also a great place to hang out in a Discord and just have people who have interesting hobbies just like you. Great people to talk to. It's a great place to be. Hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to the people around you. We'll see you again next video.